The purpose of the Global CFO Council is to provide an educational and networking forum for senior financial executives in order to share best practices, discuss current financial issues, and to learn about current topics related to the performance of their jobs.
Good morning, Pat. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Robert. I'm doing well. Thank you.
I am excited to get to talk to you. Before we started, I mentioned I feel like a globe trotter, a virtual globe trotter. I'm talking to members in Brazil, Namibia, and Canada in the past 3 hours. Pretty awesome. I am glad to do this and extra glad to get to talk to you.
Me too, Robert. Thank you.
Pat Carrano is the CFO at Loopstra Nixon. And Pat, I think you got your undergrad in business from York University. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And I think by the interwebs found out that you are really involved in this organization within your industry, TLOMA, the Law Office Management Association. I think you lead one of their finance special interest groups. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. It's the Toronto Law Office Management Association. So it's all members of management throughout the Toronto law firms that are members. So you'll have members in the finance group, in the marketing group, in the HR group, and we meet about 4 times a year, virtually now, obviously, but then we have a conference every year. The last year has been virtually, but it's a great organization because we bounce ideas off each other, and it helps us in our day-to-day work environment. So yeah, that's great. And I lead the finance special interest group.
Well, it is our pleasure to get to talk to you. Let's get right into this. Pat, do you have a favorite podcast or something that you like to listen to?
I watch a lot of sports podcasts, so it really doesn't help me in my industry, but um, those are the podcasts that I normally follow.
What about the best advice that you've ever received?
Other than the advice that my parents handed down through the years, professionally, I think the best advice I ever received was from one of my former CFOs about 25 years ago. He said, never act when you're angry. So never let emotions take over before blasting off an email to somebody or potentially getting into conflict with somebody. I've taken that advice to heart, and if I feel emotions getting the best of me, I'll get up, go for a walk, go around the block, come back, and then deal with the email. You clear your head, and I find you're far off better in the long run if you're not sending out crazy emails when the emotions are at a peak. So that's the best advice I give myself every day. I tell my kids, and I tell my employees too.
What about a new tool that you've recently started using, or maybe a habit that you've recently started that you have found beneficial?
Uh, when I started here, I've always worked with large law firms, firms that are 500 lawyers plus. When I started here, they are a mid-market firm, but growing. They have a very not sophisticated, but a very granulated way of calculating profit per partner. Uh, I brought in technology to help alleviate, putting together the spreadsheets to determine the profit per partner. So um, we bought a tool that we are going to launch this year end, and it's a tool that basically interfaces with our accounting software, with our payroll software, extracts data, and basically populates Excel templates for us. Hopefully, it's going to run very smooth, and we'll be able to turn those profit spreadsheets over, rather quickly, as opposed to months, hopefully weeks.
Well, the partners will love that if it works. If you're calculating profit quickly and it's accurate, ooh, I think they'll like it.
Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. But we've tested it. It works well. It balances out, which is the important thing. And yeah, hopefully it's all going to go smooth.
Yeah, and if it doesn't, boy, you'll hear about it.
Yeah, I'll be I'll be sending out resumes at that point, I guess.
Well, while you have this awesome job, what's the best part of your current job?
Probably working with the team here. I joined here. I felt like a member of a family as soon as I started. The management team that I work with, the finance team that I work with, the executive team, they're young, dynamic, innovative, creative. So probably that part. And when you work for a law firm, the problems exist in every law firm, the same problems. And they exist here too. But the way we deal with them together as a team, um, we're constantly collaborating with each other. So I think the fact that we're doing that bodes well for my development and the firm's progress as well.
Pat, what is something personal that you wouldn't mind sharing about yourself with the rest of the CFO Council members?
One thing I'm really proud of, personally, that I did about 4 years ago, I joined a men's weight loss program. I used to weigh 303 pounds when I joined that program, and I basically lost half my weight by just following the program, eating sensibly, and maintaining it to this day. So, and I now coach other men in the program to help them get through, the obstacles of losing weight and maintaining it. So that's something I'm pretty proud of myself.
Wow, that is fantastic. What an accomplishment to not only lose the weight, which is a huge challenge, but to maintain and then help others. How unbelievably awesome that is. And you look great.
Thank
My
you.
goodness. Wow.
Thank you.
Did you find any anything in particular that helped you that along that journey, because that's a journey, that's a wellness journey, that's got to be hard, a lot of small steps. Did you find something that kept you going, or something that helped you along that path to accomplish what you accomplished?
Losing weight is actually easy. I've lost weight throughout my life many times. It's always the maintain part. So the group that we've put together, we meet weekly, and before we were meeting weekly in the office. Now we're meeting weekly virtually. But I think the fact that you're meeting, you're discussing, you're talking, and reaching out if you have any issues to people that have gone through the program to help you through it. I think that's the big part of it. There's a lot of weight loss programs out there where you lose your weight, they shake your hand, you never see them again, and you might see them again when you put on the weight that you lost plus interest. This program here, there's the after meetings after you've lost your weight. So the constant discussing and meeting is basically what helps you through it.
Wow, that's awesome. What a great fellowship group and accountability group to have. I just think that's awesome. And for folks that have known me a while, certainly nothing like you accomplished, but I lost 65 pounds, 1 pound a week for 65 weeks. And I can echo absolutely everything that you said, Pat. And what a great organization. I'm so excited and proud of you that
Thank you.
you are a health coach. That I think is such a key. And I've got to think that helps you stay in the game, to know not only that you're doing this for you and maybe your family and your health, but it's like, hey, I'm helping other guys out there. I got to be this health coach, so I gotta kind of do what I'm saying. I've got to stay in this game. I got to stay on the path. So that's got to be a great two-way fellowship and accountability group. So you're not only helping others, you're probably helping yourself, I got to guess.
Exactly, 100% for sure.
Pat, question number 6 happened so fast. Last question. What is something that I should have asked you that I didn't, and what is your answer to that?
Probably when I'm hiring for somebody, what attributes am I looking in a particular person? In addition to making sure they'll be able to do the tasks at hand, I always make sure I look for somebody that I think will be a team player, somebody that will go outside their day-to-day duties and assist somebody else in the group. I started, working at 15 at McDonald's. And although I was only getting paid $2.85 an hour when I started, they taught me so much. The training that McDonald's puts you through, and the coaching that they put you through, even though you're just making hamburgers and fries, it's unbelievable. They stress teamwork, and that's probably the biggest thing that I look for when I'm hiring somebody. And so far, it's worked out well for me, because we've been able to put together some pretty great teams in my career. So.
Well, Pat, I'm noticing a pattern, and that's around that concept of a group and a team. Every time you described accomplishments or what's being done, you always said we or the group. And with sports and the connection you have with your men's group and with the wellness program and helping others. So appreciate that I got to meet you and got to talk to you for a little while, and appreciate all that you're doing for that organization that you're a member of, that special interest group within your industry. I think that's awesome. And then that men's group, as a guy who's needed the help and received the help of others, keep on doing what you're doing.
I plan to. Thanks, Robert.
Have a great day.